I would say that this Kat, Tomas, Eva triangle has surpassed Ashley and Derek for worst story on the soap opera, which is a huge feat. But the thing is, at least Ashley and Derek started as terrible characters and have been the whole time. Kat and Eva started as some of the best characters on the show, and this storyline is killing them. Well, it's Friday. We've made it to another Friday on Beyond the Gates, which means we've made it through another week. And while I did find this week overall better than the last 2 weeks, I do fear that we ended the week on a dud of an episode today, I fear. I will give my quick thoughts, though, before I head out on today's episode. Now, it started on the wrong foot for me because my biggest gripe with today's episode is Tamas. Surprise, surprise. The AI robot that we've had to deal with since the beginning that has really sunken some of these characters on the show, especially, of course, Eva and Kat. Now, today, Leslie set it up so that Eva and Tamas would separately show up at the club dining room and see each other, and this is because I guess Leslie wants her daughter to be as pathetic as she is. So they end up talking, and I'm glad at least that Kat didn't walk in on them together for the 20th time on this damn show. I thought that was going to happen. Luckily, it did not happen. But I didn't love Tomas and Eva's talk about how they're going to become friends again. Tomas has time to try and win his friend back. And, you know, if the show actually plans on them staying friends from now on, and Eva's not going to be this pathetic woman trying to win him over, then I can be okay with that, actually. But if Eva's still going to be pining after Tomas, who is not a trophy, who is not the prize, then I'm gonna have a problem with this still. And that's where today's Kat and Eva scenes come in. Well, no, sorry, Kat and Tomas scenes come in because, well, before we get there, Martin and Smitty had their vow renewals today. The episode began with the same way yesterday's episode ended, with Smitty proposing to Martin so they can renew their vows, so they could get married again. And Smitty planned it all out for it to happen today, for it to happen so soon, which was kind of a whirlwind for Martin. And he invited family over. And of course, you know, Kat is Martin's sister. She was supposed to attend, but she ditched her brother's vow renewal to be with Tomas, to set them back up on the same kind of surprise date he tried to set up for her a month ago or so, when they had their bad sex or whatever. And so Kat was trying to do a redo. And so they had hot dogs and did their dancing, and then I guess had scenes that I don't know what the show was going for. I don't know if the scenes were supposed to be sexy. I don't know if we were supposed to see it as humorous, where Kat gets naked and wants Tomas to get naked so that they can do their redo in that hotel room. And maybe since they haven't had a great time in the bed, they can have sex in various other places in the hotel. Honestly, these scenes kind of made me nauseous watching because this couple is not hot at all. If that's what they were going for, it was another major failure from them. But then Kat runs and Tomas is supposed to catch her, and I don't know what they were implying in that scene where the top of like the food tray falls to the ground. I don't know if we're supposed to think that one of them fell over, that Tomas dropped her, that they both fell over. I don't know what they were going for. Very odd scenes, very cringe scenes. Tomas and Kat are extremely cringe. So much, in fact, I would say that this Kat, Tomas, Eva triangle has surpassed Ashley and Derek for worst story on the soap opera, which is a huge feat. But the thing is, at least Ashley and Derek started as terrible characters and have been the whole time. Kat and Eva started as some of the best characters on the show, and this storyline is killing them as characters, truly ruining Kat and Eva, who are coming off pathetic over Tomas. So Kat ditching her brother for Tomas today to eat some hot dogs and jump into his arms naked and maybe get dropped. I mean, bad. It's bad stuff. I don't know what else to say about them. And then where Eva is concerned, Eva's a character that really started off on this show as one of the fan favorites. Certainly my favorite from the beginning. But this storyline is killing her too. And the writing is just all over the place with Eva. Today she's telling her mom that she doesn't want to be pathetic like her mom, desperate like her mom, that they don't need to be that way anymore because they have money now, or at least Leslie has money now. But they go back and forth with Eva lately. One episode, she's realizing she doesn't want to be like her mom at all. And then the next, she's acting desperate again. They don't know what to do with Eva. It's clear as day. Judging by next week's preview, we see Eva with a new man. It better be her new man. It better be a far better story than what we've been getting from Eva lately. Can we pick a direction for the character to go, and preferably a good direction? Because it's a character that deserves a good direction. To move on from that shit, let's talk about Smitty and Martin's Vow Renewals a little bit. I mean, it was sweet. It kind of played into today's Nicole and Ted story as well, where they officially got the divorce papers, and it looks like their marriage will be ending. At the start of the episode, Kat tried to tell her mom she can still not go through with this. She still has time to change her mind, but Nicole said if there was any chance of her and Ted's marriage working out, it died when he slept with Leslie again. And where Leslie was at the beginning of this episode, she happened to be around Ted when he was getting his divorce papers, and she said she wasn't happy, but she was upset because Nicole could have ended this long ago and they could have had years together, and just more delusions from Leslie. And then Ted slammed the door on her face, which was good. Ted should have been doing that months ago. So many doors from Ted should have been slammed on Leslie's face if he wasn't written like a buffoon. But by the end of the episode, after Martin and Smitty's wedding vow renewals, it seemed to make Nicole feel some kind of way. And it was an odd turn of events that the day they are officially getting their divorce papers is the day they have to attend their son's vow renewals to his husband. So Nicole pays Ted a visit by the end, but Leslie sees Nicole arriving at the hotel. And of course, Leslie wants to try and ruin that, so Leslie pulls the fire alarm right as Ted and Nicole are embracing, and Ted is saying this is where she belongs. But of course, Leslie's going to ruin that. I will say, I don't feel like the show has done a good job on making me want to see Nicole and Ted get back together. I don't know if the show intended for us to want them to get back together, but judging by the writing, it doesn't seem that way. But they also haven't done a good job of building up the fact that Nicole and Carlton might be a thing. So it's kind of directionless as well. If they want us to root for Nicole and Ted, they're gonna have to do a better job writing for us to want them to be together. And it's not like Leslie's ever going to stop trying to manipulate the Ted situation. I mean, seeing her wear that waitress uniform, whatever day that was this week, to try and to contend with June of all people, shows Leslie will always be desperate for Ted. Bill and Haley had some time today, but it kind of turned into Naomi and Bill, with Bill saying that he doesn't need Naomi's approval for him having another baby with Haley, but he wants it. And they talked about how Bill likes that Naomi's taking it slow with Jacob. to not try and have a family yet, to build their career, not knowing that Naomi might be pregnant right now. So they played into that story as well. It was kind of a nothing burger for me. I guess it's more Bill trying to have a better relationship with his children. I mean, the show has tried to make Bill grow as a person in recent months, so I think it was more of that. And now that we know Haley is trying to kill him, that's kind of added to some scenes. Bill saying that Danny marrying Andre was a response to him to Naomi, and then talks about the possibility of Naomi convincing her mom to have a prenup, and the investigator that he has tailing Andre. Naomi asked what Haley thinks about all his interest in Danny again. And that's when Haley pops up and says she has more important things to worry about. So I don't know if this was Haley saving face, if she's going to have a new approach with Bill with the Danny situation. Is she not going to act as, I guess, insecure anymore, since we know that she doesn't really love Bill for real now that we know that it's all a scam? Maybe that will be a change in the approach to this story. Or if it's a change to the character's approach with Bill, to hang on to Bill until she can poison him, kill him, get all the money. But that story didn't move a whole lot today, and I don't expect it to move a whole lot anytime soon. So yeah, today was kind of ho-hum, as a lot of October episodes have been. We are 2 weeks away from November's sweeps, so I kind of expect the next 2 weeks to also be slow, but I really hope they turn back up the fire on this show come November for the sweeps month. And I am interested in Eva having a scene with a new guy. I just hope it's a new guy that is a real story for her. I want a real, much better story for Eva. And it will be nice to have new blood in general. I don't know if that is supposed to be Jacob's brother. I know that Jacob's brother was going to be coming to town. A lot of people were hoping that Kat would be paired with Jacob's brother. Maybe it leads to a new love triangle with Eva and Kat. But if it's more chemistry than with Tomas, it will actually work. What I can see happening is Eva having her interest in the new guy, and then Kat being jealous of that, or vice versa. That's the way they seem to want to write this Kat and Eva rivalry. Maybe they will both ditch Tomas for the new guy, which would be fitting, because them being stuck with Tomas has really sucked the life out of those two characters.